Hey, it's Mattis Sessel here with Engearment.com. Today we're going to take a look at this Decathlon float tube and help you get to those hard to reach places and catch some trout. Hey, it's Mattis Sessel here with Engearment.com. We're in Leadville, Colorado, coming to you high in the Rocky Mountains at 9,950 feet of elevation. And today we're taking a look at this Decathlon float tube. First thing you'll notice is it's a really good looking piece. I love the orange accents, the blue ballast. The whole boat itself is actually blue. But the first thing was said to me when I laid it down next to my vehicle and prepared to inflate it. Somebody walked by and said, "Wow, that's a nice looking piece." I have to agree. You'll note there are two major inflation points, one on each side, the main ballast, and then two smaller ones on the bottom and the top of the seat. Each one of those takes less than a minute to inflate. I mean, once you get it inflated, you can leave it inflated in your garage pretty much forever. And then just throw this item in the back of your truck or station wagon an SUV as you make your drive to the pond or lake you're going to be fishing. This additional accessory of this pump is super convenient. You'll notice there's the carrying case it comes in. The seat itself we talked about. Let's hop in here. The seat itself is fully adjustable. So you put your angler's workbench, you just raise that and you clip yourself in when you're here at the side of the lake or the pond. And then you're clipped in, you're ready to push off and get rolling. You've got your waders on and your fins. Your fins are your engine, and your waders, you need them on all the time. You're in the water nonstop, and they will keep you dry and warm. The seat itself, like I said, you can adjust it forward or allow it to lay yourself further back, whatever's comfortable for you as when you're fishing or when you're actually powering yourself around the lake or the pond. Note that on the float tube, there is special attachment device on this left side for rod holder, rod attachment, and over here there's lots of lashing points available in case you wanted to lash on a additional little paddle or something like, because some people do use that to help them get around. I use one storage compartment. There are two other storage compartments you'll see over there in front of the pump, the large one and the small. This is the medium storage compartment, and I find it's perfectly sufficient for holding everything I would need with me, in addition to the clothes I'm already wearing, because you're not really going to be changing clothes out there as you're loaded up in your float tube. So what you need in here is your water bottle, your sandwich, a few extra fly boxes, maybe some snacks. That's it. And this medium-sized storage compartment was more than enough to handle that. The float tube gets around real easy. It's pretty user-friendly. When you first start float tubing, you're like, how am I going to move this thing? How am I going to spin it around? You will figure it out in just a matter of minutes. I would say there's some key things that you probably need to be aware of when you go out with a float tube. Keep in mind that you're going to be on the open water. You're going to be out there getting to places you normally can't reach, like fishing into the bank from the depth, going out to where the shelf of the water falls off and you can catch those lake trout out there by fishing off the bottom. So here's a few safety and helpful tips that are going to make that more fun. Number one, use a life vest. A life vest is key. Something weird happens, you end up outside the float tube, disconnected, whatever it is, the life vest will save your life and allow you to float until someone comes to help you. Number two, dress extra warm. If there's any chill in the air at all, you will be cold while you sit in your float tube unless you have proper layers and gear on. So dress extra warm because you're in the water all the time. Keep a handy pocket knife, just a small little pocket knife, doesn't need a massive blade, with you, because if you're in an emergency and you are outside the float tube in the water in your life vest, your waders most likely are going to fill up with water, and you can quickly, it's hard to get them off when you've got your boots and your fins are on as well, and you can quickly, if you're in an emergency, cut holes, slash those waders with that pocket knife to allow them to drain, to keep them from filling up, and then you'll be okay waiting for help to come. Another good thing is your fins, which you're going to have on your feet, should come with retention straps. Therefore, you won't risk losing your fins, which are your engine, while you're out there on the water. Another key factor is when you're heading into the water with your float tube, and this float tube carries real easily. You just pick it up like this, one handle. It's also got backpack straps right here, but you can literally just carry it with one handle. You're going to need to, you have your fins on, you walk into the water backwards. If you walk forwards, you immediately will snag the toe of your fin and fall over. That is not what you want to be doing. It's right there in front of everybody with your float tube. And probably the last thing is, if you want to fish deep, research what a slip indicator is, so that when you cast your line out there, you're going to need an indicator. If you're fishing at 10-foot depth and your indicator is 10 feet from your flies, you're going to have a really hard time while you're sitting down, unable to move and have any flexibility, getting that fish landed. So you need what's known as a slip indicator, which will release as soon as the fish hits, slide all the way down the line, and allow you to reel that fish all the way in. Okay, it's Mattis Sessel with Engearment.com. This was the Decathlon float tube. Have a great day.